Happens when you reach spiritual realization, enlightenment? What happens to the jiva? Is there perfect knowledge, peace, quiet, happiness? Very easy. Look at the lives of the enlightened ones. What happens beyond the dropping of the body? You say Brahman alone exists, or the one is one with its Buddha nature, whatever you call it, moksha, nirvana. But as far as we can understand, when you see the enlightened ones, you see their lives, that's what happens. There's a description, Gita. Arjuna asks this question to Krishna. What is it like to be enlightened? And Krishna gives answers. Sthita pragya, guna atita, multiple times. What is it like to be enlightened? Well, it's a very, can be tricky question. I remember in the studies of Buddhism, the two kinds of things which are talked about of Buddha. When you're fully enlightened, when you become a Buddha, omniscient, you know everything. And yet, you know the truth. So, everything that is there in this world is false, is shunya, is empty. The Buddha cannot know false things, so Buddha knows nothing. Because it's all false. Why should the Buddha know false things? So is being a Buddha, is it knowing everything or knowing nothing? The professor who taught us this, he called it brainstem Buddha. You're reduced to a brainstem, nothing, no, like a deep coma. Is that enlightenment? Doesn't sound very appealing. You become reduced to your brainstem Buddha. Yeah. So yes, but what's the answer? The answer is that you know things as they are. That from a Vedantic perspective, you will know exactly like anybody else knows. As you are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, will the enlightened one be able to see, hear, smell, taste, touch? Yes. Will they see what we are seeing, hear and smell and taste what we are hearing? Yes. Look at the lives of the enlightened ones. Don't they recognize people? Don't they eat food? Can't they distinguish between taste as long as their consciousness is outward directed? They are as capable as all of us, more than us in fact. And yet no. If you ask them, are you seeing this world and people? They say yes. Really? No. They'll smile and say no. Nothing prevents an enlightened one from being fully active in the world and yet denying its existence. Let me tell you a story from Yoga Vashishta, one of my favorite stories, which by the way shows the difference between the first lecture today and the second one. There was a queen and a king, of course. All stories are like that, queen and a king. And the queen was enlightened, the king was not. Now one day the king asked the queen, that, my dear, you are so peaceful in the midst of all your duties and activities. You're so calm. How do you do it? What's your secret? And she said, I was waiting for you to ask. So she teaches him that actually we are not this body. We are not even this mind. All of that which we discovered in the morning. We are the consciousness to which the body, mind and the world appears. In consciousness, in our real nature. There is no problem at all. Remain there, remain rooted in that, you have absolute peace. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Pure consciousness, Satchidananda. Then she taught him the meditation techniques, the Vedantic meditation, how to remain centered in that. The king said, this is wonderful. I wish I had asked you earlier, so I'm going to go on a sabbatical. You manage the kingdom. I'm going to realize this. So he goes off to the forest. He's a king, so in the forest also he has a palace or something like that. So there he spends time in meditation, study, and trying to realize what his wife taught him, while the wife is running the kingdom. Then he realizes, he gets the breakthrough, Brahmajnana, this enlightenment, I am the witness consciousness. And like Narendranath, when he got the first Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna asked him, what do you want? He said, I want to remain there. Once in a while I'll come down for a snack, and go up there again and remain there. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him, luckily for us. He said, I thought, fie on you, I thought you will be like a great banyan tree under which people of the world were suffering. They will come and find shade and comfort. Here you are thinking only of your own liberation. So, Luckily, that's why we are all able to enjoy all this because of what Sri Ramakrishna told Vivekananda. But the king realized, and he said what Narendranath had said at first, I want to stay there. His world is a dream. Why stay in a dream? So he stays, meditation stays there. Then after some time, he got a doubt. So he came back to the capital where the queen was running the kingdom very nicely. So he said, my dear, whatever you said was right. And I practiced and I've realized you are my guru and I thank you. I'm eternally grateful. So the queen said, I sense a but somewhere. Said, you are right. But I have a question. You have realized this long before me. I have also realized it. And I want to enjoy that wonderful peace. And there's nothing that comes close to it. But you have realized it. But I see you are a very ordinary life you are leading. You are doing all the work of the queen and daily busy throughout day and night. Why don't you want to remain like me, absorbed in the peace of samadhi, in the peace of pure consciousness? The queen said, I was waiting for you to ask. Then she teaches that what you see as a false world, and you turn away from it into the reality of samadhi within, is also exactly that same consciousness which you have discovered within. There is nothing here which is a second reality apart from the reality which you have discovered within. Pure consciousness, Atman, Brahman, what you have discovered, this is also that. Sri Ramakrishna said, with eyes closed God is there, with eyes open God is not there. What kind of God is this? What you see with eyes closed is exactly what you see with eyes open. The same Brahman, formless existence, consciousness, bliss is the kingdom and the men and the women and the animals and plants and sky and earth, exactly same, all radiant with divinity. It's all action. Your official actions, your personal actions, everything is shining with that divinity. We chant it every day. We think it's chanting for food. Brahmarpanam brahmahavi, brahmagno brahmanahutam, brahmaivate nagantavyam, brahma karma samadhina. Who sees Brahman in action. Brahma karma samadhi. Whose samadhi is in the midst of intense action. You see the radiance of divinity everywhere. That person realizes Brahman. Not withdrawing and sitting in the forest in your palace.